Now, we've spoken about the issues. What are some things that South Africans are doing that are really great when it comes to being eco-friendly?
Well, there are some incredible things happening. You know, there's a term called blue economy, and this was the term was coined by a genius, I think. His name is Gunter Pauli, and he is a political economist. He looked around and he said, you know, when you look at green products, typically they cost more and they don't work as well. How on earth can you expect people to support that, particularly in a developing country? Just not possible. He said, let's learn from nature. If you look at the way nature works, there's no wastage. The waste from one becomes food for another. So here's an example of a blue economy situation. Your coffee that you have, your coffee bean is about that size. Yeah. You use 0.2% of that coffee bean. The rest gets thrown away as grinds, as wastage. Now, if instead of throwing that wastage away, imagine if all those grinds were gathered up together. And we talk about New York, Paris, Rome, Johannesburg, Cape Town. Gather those grains together, grinds together. It's a perfect medium for growing mushrooms in. But these mushrooms you can sell at a high price because they've got a special taste of coffee. So now you've got mushrooms growing out of that. But the mushroom itself is just the flower head. You've still got the substrata. So now you bring in goats to eat the substrata. Now you're getting goat's milk, tasting of coffee. You can sell it for more. And you've got goat's fur. But what do goats do? They poo a lot. So take the poo and add it to the remaining strata, feed it into a biodigester, you've now got power for your station. Wow. So what you're seeing is this cycling of nutrients from one to another. That's called blue economy thinking. And that, I think, is the hope for the future. And we're seeing these kind of initiatives taking place in Cape Town and in South Africa.
That's great. Now, I think a lot of people at home are thinking they can't do that. They can't grow mushrooms and coffee beans and get goats. So what can they do sitting at their homes if they want to become a little bit more eco-friendly?
As I said to you, number one, support an environmental organization. Number two, use your consumer power. Third is get wise. Get to know what's going on. This is a free resource, the Enviropedia. You go there, you can look up a subject, and you can look at that lifestyle guide in terms of if you want to focus your attention on the office, what can we do in the office? Or what can we do to save water? Or what can we do to save energy? Go to that website, have a look for yourself, and just get wise. And the more wise you get, the smarter you become, the more empowered you become, and the more change you can make. Because, you know, we need to find the positives today. Too many people, when you say environment, go, oh, doom and gloom, climate change, rhino poaching, and they see all the negatives. But actually, at this point in time, this is more opportunity than we've ever had, because every single product needs to be rethought, redesigned, reproduced to be more harmonious with the earth and with humans. So it's an opportunity time to design the products differently and the services differently. And we need to showcase that to people. Again, that's substantially what the awards are about, is showing people the potentials that are happening, can happen. So get enlightened, look at the opportunities and see the opportunities in business. So don't look at this thing from a moral point of view. Look at it from a business opportunity, from an empowerment opportunity point of view.
So it can be done. It doesn't have to be super expensive,
no.
And it's definitely plausible in a developing country.
Absolutely. You know, development, people used to think it's either looking after people or looking after nature, and it's actually not. The two are totally intertwined. At the worst end of the situation, you find that it's the poor people who get hit first and hardest with any climate disaster. On the other side of things is the opportunities, as I said, that there are to create products and services that are more eco-friendly. And you need to look at what the problems are to be able to start identifying what the solutions are. And we need to get going there. So look at it from an opportunity point of view.
Now, I've heard people say that climate change is inevitable. Climate change happened when the dinosaurs were around and they weren't driving cars. What do you say to those people?
That argument's almost irrelevant. The point is, you know, would we sit here and pollute our lungs? Would we happily sit here and pour smoke in? Is it good for us? It's not good for us. Would we sit here and pour poisons down our throat? We wouldn't. It doesn't make sense. So, you know, Whether this thing is a natural phenomenon or a man-made phenomenon, I think the scientists have pretty well clarified that it is man, it's made worse by man. So we need to stop the littering. We need to stop polluting our air, our water, and those are fundamentals, irrespective of whether climate change is man-made or not. We just stop polluting ourselves and wasting our resources.